Is it on? Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Please have a seat so I can able to start my presentation. I think all of you had a good lunch, so please don't sleep. I know after lunch everyone wants to sleep. I will try my best to make this presentation interactive to you because this is something very new feature to MikroTik and it's very, very nice. Okay, so my presentation is about WISP industrial residential marinas deployment using MikroTik CapsMan with using some additional features which you will see in my presentation. Okay, a little introduction about me. My name is Shakil Khan and I'm from Pakistan. My education is in bachelor's in engineering and I am belongs to the company's Dreams Network and Technology. I worked there as a product technical manager. I have done MikroTik trainer and consultant from USA. I have done MTCNA, MTCWE, MTCTCE, and some other courses. A little introduction about my company. My company is located in Pakistan, and it started in 2003. We are the top wireless security and network equipment distributor in Pakistan, and also distributor mainly for MikroTik and some other products. We deals in IT managed services, E&I managed services, which is electrical and instrumentations. Training, we provide training and consultancy, machine-to-machine solutions, security solutions, and some PLC-based SCADA system, which is quite new to control your system with supervisory control and data acquisition systems. My presentation objectives for today is I want you to best possible understanding of centralized management system, mainly for Wi-Fi hotspots, and what are the modes of the wireless networks, applications of the wireless networks, where centralized management is used, and how MikroTik CapsMan package and its deployments work. And so be active. I have a question in the end of the class, and the people who will ask the questions, they will get some gifts. So a little basics about the modes of the excuse me. I think it's okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, so what are the point-to-point links in the wireless modes and what are the point-to-multipoints? So point-to-point links mainly whenever you have a long distance links and you need a very high throughputs. Like if you have a distance of about 10 to 20 kilometers, you will always prefer to go for point-to-point links where you need a very high throughput. If you have if you want point to multi-point, point to multi-point, mostly in WISPs, which are one-to-many, and it used in shared links. It is quite cheap compared to point-to-point links, but you have to compromise for the bandwidth here. Finally, there is a centralized managed wireless network, which is now very commonly used, and it is the requirement of every hotels, restaurant, mostly in industries. So you will see the requirements of in next slides. There are also some advantages and disadvantages of the wireless networks. The main advantage, if you want to deploy any network for 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers, you can deploy it very quickly. And it will be a low cost even. And the availability is also high. But there is also some disadvantages. The disadvantage is mainly if you compare with the fibers, you will have the bandwidth limitations. And also you can have the bandwidth limitations when there is a regulatory authorities. So every country has their own regulatory authorities, and you have to work according to your country regulatories. So there are some disadvantages. Nowadays, where the wireless equipments are mostly used, you can see mostly ISPs, now they have become a wireless ISPs also, because they have to grow their network very quickly, so that is the fastest option which they can do. Wireless CCTVs, everywhere, when you have a big project, you will always require the fiber system, and also you are making your CCTV system on the wireless side. There, VoIP based IP phones, IPPBX, you are making the phone system also on the wireless side. Nowadays, if you will visit the airports, the malls, they are also came into the wireless. So there are many advertisement boards which are connected through the Wi-Fi. And they are advertising according to the, whenever they needs to update any ads, the equipments and the advertising boards are connected with the wireless devices. So there is also a feature which they are using through the wireless. SCADA system means the electrical and parameters. When you are talking about industries, this is very important that you can get the machinery's data, the parameters of the equipments, and the machines which are roaming. You cannot make it onto the cable side or the fiber side. So you always need some wireless system. So also the wireless is application over there. And even if you have some running CRM systems, app systems, so you need network, data network, so you also use the wireless over there. Okay, why we need centralized managed system? Because it's a high availability of network. You can see all the statics on one window. You can make any changes for multiple APs and multiple equipments by clicking only single click. So right now, the centralized management system, I will give you the main example like this hotel. Right now, we are using the one SSID, and wherever we will roam, we don't need to connect with another place. So that is the biggest application which we currently have here now. And also you will see in hospitals, universities, in industries, malls and cafes, home and apartments, and also on the container ports. Because why we need wireless, while there are some limitation of the bandwidth, because we need wireless where cable is not approachable or the cable becomes expensive to us. And the deployment have some limitations, like we can't dig something, and if we have some lake between two roads, we can't lay the cable over there, so we need to make the wireless links. So wireless supports in many applications. Okay, so in past time, there is a conventional problem. If you have a big apartment which has around 200 to 300 users, and which has around 20 to 30 floors, what you have to do, you have to install the access points in each floor of the buildings. And for each AP, you have to configure one by one. You have to define their wireless SSIDs, you have to define their policy, you have to define their passwords, and different things you have to do, which takes a lot of time. So To minimize these problem, MikroTik came with some solution, which names is MikroTik CapsMan package. It has fixed all the conventional issues, and you can, as much APs you can install, there is no limitation. You just need one manager, and you don't need to make the settings on every AP. Like if you have one controller in apartment, as you can see here, this is the apartment, and we have the cap APs on different floors. So if we need to make any changes, we just need to make the settings on the controller. We don't need to go to each AP. Whatever single settings we will change, it will change to all APs. And all APs are going to be controlled by the CAPS manager. So it has been eliminated the conventional system. You will not feel the difference when there is only 2 or 3 APs, but whenever you have a big deployment like this hotel or big industries, you have to hire a lot of people if you will go for the conventional system. But if you will use the CapsMan, you don't need a lot of people, maybe 1 or 2 people will be enough for IT side, and they can control and they can sort out the problems from the controller only. We have done a big project in our country, and this is the port project. So just for making you understand, there are some machineries which used to move here and there. The jetty is around 300 meters. So sometimes this machine goes here, sometimes this machine goes here. If we go with the cable, it will be very costly and it's not easy to install the cable system. What we have done, the engineers need the wireless system everywhere to control their machine within all the terminal. So what we have installed one controller over here, and we make point-to-point links to make the connectivity of the network. And there we put the cap APs. We have used cap APs, we have used WAP. The difference between cap and WAP is the cap is indoor AP, and somewhere we need the outdoor system, so we use the outdoor APs. So, and even these, there are a lot of machines which needs to give the data to the control room. So every machine is connected to the wireless system through a CapsMan, and this is giving to the data, the statics, the current system, the machine running hours, when it has to be maintained. Everything is doing by the wireless system. But you can see, like this vehicle, it has to roam all over the terminal. If we can't install the cable over here, so only the wireless system was the option which we can do. So whenever this loader will be near to this AP, it will be connect to this AP. But if it will roam to the another side, it has to connect with another AP. So that is very important, that we should know where we have to use the cable system and where we have to use the wireless system. So the cable, we can't do this thing, we can't do this kind of project through the cable. That's why we need the wireless system. And the CapsMan was the option which we have done it. So there are a lot of roaming-based system, or there is a lot of Wi-Fi system. Why should we use only MikroTik CapsMan? There are many benefits to use CapsMan which are listed here. Like it's very highly flexible. Whatever configuration you want, you can do by AP-based, you can do by multiple APs in a group. So it has a lot of features. It is very reliable. We have used in many projects in our country and have given solution to different countries. It is very reliable. You don't need any additional license compared to other competitors. You always need the licensing. If you are going to scale it, there is a limitation. You have to purchase the license. So for MikroTik, there is no licensing cost. Centralized management of router OS APs from the CapsMan. It also supports the dual band APs, provisioning of APs, MAC and IP layer based communication is over here. Certificate supports for AP communication for high security purpose. And there is a full and local data forwarding modes. which I will clear you. There are some points which I will clear you in further slides. There is also radius MAC-based authentication, custom configuration support. The best part of the MikroTik is that it is available all over the world. Wherever you will go, you can buy the MikroTik very easily. So there is also something which we think to deploy any projects, that is the equipment will be available or not. So MikroTik is the hardware which is available all over the world. And the cost is definitely, it's very low compared to other products. So if we are going to make the CapsMan system or a wireless hotspot system, what we need to, what kinds of things we need? We need one controller which is known as Caps Manager. And the second thing, we need the Cap APs. Like there will be only one controller and there will be multiple APs which will serve the end users and which will be known as Cap. In MikroTik terms, we should know that what is CapsMan and what is Cap. So CapsMan, you can install on a computer machine or you can have the router board to install the CapsMan. And you should use the newest router OS. It is highly recommended. And you need the wireless CM2 package to be installed or enabled, or you can also use the latest one, which is wireless wrap. And for the Cap side, the AP which will serve the end user, it can be also a machine with the wireless interface, or it can be a router board. It should have the new router OS, Athros chipset, and wireless CM2 package should be installed, and at least level 4 router OS license. Because for wireless AP mode, you always need the minimum level 4 license. This is another example, like if you have a big town and you want to, or you have 2 different offices in different location, and you want to make the one office's people, if they connect from their office and they are going to another office, they don't need to connect again with Wi-Fi username and password. Everything should be on a single location. So that is the solution. Like assume this is building 1, and we have one controller here, which is CapsMan. And we have installed Cap APs here. So what will happen, if someone will connect in this building, he will go anywhere, he will be connected completely. But what happened if the user will come to this building? If he will come to this building and we don't have any connectivity or any, we have the APs, but we don't have any connectivity. We have to connect from here individually. So what we have to do, if the line of sight is clear, we can make the point-to-point wireless link. This is especially for the people who wants to run the wireless ISPs and they are interested to run WISP. So they can make the point-to-point links, and here they can install multiple APs. But what benefit we get, we don't need to install another controller here. This controller which we install first here, it will also serve these 4 APs, and it will also serve these 4 APs. So it's been, if you are roaming here and there, you don't need to connect again and again, and everything will be transparent to the user. CapsMan version 2 features. It's automatically upgrade for all Cap clients. That is a benefit. The Cap and CapsMan data connection has been improved. They have added some name format and name prefix settings for provision, and provisioning rules. They have improved logging entries when client roams between AP to AP, and added layer 2 path MTU discovery. CapsMan version 2 compatibility. There is the first package which is FP. And then MikroTik come with CapsMan version 2, which is known as CM2. So you must have to make sure that your Cap controller and your Cap AP both have the CM2 package. If someone has the FP package, the previous one, it will not communicate to controller. Or if the controller have version 1 and Cap AP has the CM2 package, so it will not communicate with the controller also. So you must have to make sure that you have the CM2 package installed on the both sides. So now we have to see that if we are going to deploy this kind of setups for wireless hotspot and wireless roaming based system, we have to configure two things, which I have told you. One is Caps Manager and second is Caps. So first we have to enable Caps Manager services. We have to make a bridge interface. We have to apply the IP configuration. We have to run a DHCP server and net if we required. And we will create a provisioning rule, enable cap mode on the APs. For efficient roaming, I have some additional functions which I will show you, which are highly using in the market. And you can also specifically brand allow only without authentication. Like if you are going to any store, and like Apple Store, and you want that only Apple iPhones or Apple phones can be connected with their network, no other phones should be allowed. So there will be only two rules which will do this. You don't need to make a lot of rules for that. So let us start the CapsMan Setup lab. So as I mentioned you, first we will do the Caps Manager setup, which is controller. What we have to do, we have to make sure that we have installed the wireless CM2 package and with the latest router OS. And for the Caps Manager, you have to go to CapsMan, and in Manager, you just need to enable it. Once you will enable, keep everything auto and press OK, so that your CapsMan will be ready to use. But it will only ready to use for CapsMan, but there are other things which we have to do. In this slide, you will see that first of all, you have to make the bridge rule. And second, you have to give the IP to your bridge, because you have to do you have to run the DHCP server and you have to run the netting. And the third, you have to run a DHCP server. And fourth, you have to apply a masquerading. Means for the internet sharing, you have to apply the masquerading also. Why we are doing this? Because normally in conventional or competitive companies, they have the controller, but they don't have the features like internet sharing, like bandwidth shaping, like firewalling. But MikroTik is only one router can do everything, and including that is the additional feature which is coming with the Caps Manager function. So once we create this, right now, we have to make some rules to provision the APs. So what we have to do, here you can see CapsMan. And once you have the CapsMan, you will press the CapsMan, you will see there are different options. What you have to make, first you have to define the channels. What are the channels? Whenever you are running any wireless system, you always need some channels to broadcast your wireless SSID or run your data. And then you have to make the data path, that how the data will flow by using your bridge, or it will use local. The third one you have to make is your security. It's definite that whenever you are going to deploy any wireless system, you should need some security or passwords, which you can share with your users. Once you have made these things, your controller is still not ready to work. This is only a raw material which you have to call. Let me tell you in this slide. Once you have made this, you have to make the configuration. In configuration, you have to call, like in name, you will give the name to the configuration. In SSID, you give the SSID name, the wireless broadcast name which you want to communicate to the users. And then the channels, data path, and the security which you have already made. You have to call in channels, data path, and security. Now, configuration has done. Still, we are not ready. What we have to do, we have to do the provisioning rule. What provisioning rule will do? We will define the radio MAC 000000. We will make it all 0. It means if any AP comes, it can be provisioned. And in action, we have to create a dynamic enable to make sure we don't need to add statically. Means if any AP come and it gives some information for the AP, for the controller IPs or the controller name, it will automatically associate with the Caps Manager. And the configuration which we make, we will call here. And then just press OK. Now it's ready to use. Normally, how cap to cap connection make? There is a MAC layer 2, no IP configuration required. Cap on Caps Manager must be in the same layer 2 network. Means if you have installed the controller in your network and you install the cap, you don't need the IP address because it communicates over the layer 2 network. But if you are outside the network, like if we have one hotel here and we have another branch on other places, so what you have to do, you have to connect the cap AP with CapsMan with the IP address, and IP address should be reachable. Cap can also traverse the net, means if you are running any firewall system here and you want that all the net rules should work off here to the another side, so that is the main benefit of the cap system, that it also can traverse the net. Management connection between cap and CapsMan is securing using DTLS protocol. Cap client data traffic is not secured. So if you need additional encryption, you can do by IPsec security. How cap selects the CapsMan? Now we have already done the part, we have made the controller. Now we come to the cap. How cap AP will connect to the controller? So cap attempts to connect CapsMan and build available CapsMan list. List of CapsMan IPs, list of CapsMan IP obtained from DHCP server, or broadcasting on configured interface using the IP and MAC layer. Caps selects the CapsMan based on such rules. So you have to make sure that how cap is selecting the controller. If CapsMan name setting is matched, it will prefer that CapsMan earlier in the list. So if there is a name and you also mentioned the IP, but it will prefer to connect by the name first. And if it is not getting the name, it will go with the IP. MAC layer connectivity over the layer 2 network is preferred over IP. If list is empty, it will connect to any available CapsMan. Okay, so cap configuration, now we come to the cap side, means the APs which we have to deploy. What configuration shall we require? So that is very simple. First, we have to make sure that we have the wireless CM2 package installed on the cap AP. And in CapsMan, there is a cap. You have to make the bridge, DHCP client, and here is a cap. Once you have made the cap, you have to enable it, and you have to define that which wireless interface it has to broadcast. If you have multiple radios into your router, you can define the interface from here. You can select from here. Certificate, normally keep it none, but if you require a secured network, you can make your certificate. Discovery interface means from which interface it will discover that where is the CapsMan. So you have to define that. If it is on Ether 1, you have to define Ether 1. If it is connected through bridge, you will define bridge. You can also define the IP address or a Caps manager name. So once you will define everything, and after that, you can see cap here. In cap, in wireless setting, once you click on the wireless side, you will get the cap option here. In wireless tables, you can see here is a cap. Once you will click the cap and define these settings, you will get the managed by CapsMan. You will get the red color if you are connected successfully, and it will tell you that what channel you get, what SSID you are going to broadcast. So the CapsMan and the Cap AP's setup is very simple. Maybe it seems you a little difficult right now, but once you will go back to your home or offices, you will try it the same like this. It is very simple and very easy. So as I told you, you must make sure that you have the wireless CM2 package installed already. If you don't have the wireless CM2 package or the latest one, you will not able to communicate with the controller. So from Cap, you have defined these settings. And I have made some screenshots. I have used different Cap APs. So these three are all connected with it. And we can see that everyone is broadcasting the same SSID. And it is showing that managed by CapsMan. So whenever you will be connected, your Cap AP will be connected to the Caps manager. You can see that it will show you the managed by CapsMan. Now, once you have connected, in the previous slides, I have mentioned that you will see all the cap APIs from a single window. So that will be a window. In Caps Manager, once your cap APIs are associated, you can see there are 3 APIs. All 3 APIs, they are showing here, and they are showing that what is the name of these APIs. Means from system identity, you can change also, but I have changed for only one, so it is showing that wireless cap 1. So, and interfaces, also it is showing that interface name. So, cap identification of CapsMan. So this is the, another screen which will give you the more detailed, like MAC IP address. Here you can see the MAC of, or the IP address of the cap APs. Router board models, you can see here the model numbers. Serial number of the board, you can see the serial number of the boards. Router OS version, it is also showing the router OS version. System identity, it is showing that what system name they have to the board or the x86 machine they have set. Main wireless MAC, they will show the main wireless MAC. State of the cap, that it is running or either it is stopped, so it will show you the status also. And also provide the radio count, like if one AP has 2 or 3 different wireless modules or wireless radios, it will show you that how many radios are here. Okay. Once it will start to broadcast, now what is the major thing you want? That you want to see that how many users are connected to which AP. Like if you have 3 APs, with one AP, 2 users are connected, with another AP, 3 users are connected, and the third one, around 10 users are connected. So you can see from here, so from which AP, it will show you the interface name, the name of the cap AP, and here it will show that which MAC address is connected and what is the connection data rate. And here it will also show the signal strength with the uptime. So you will get the very detailed information from one controller. You don't need to open every interface, and you don't need to look into every AP. From the single screen, you can see everything, whatever you want. So it is very easy to troubleshoot your problem. Once, if you are not looking any cap APs in remote caps, so you can see there is any connection issue or there is something wrong with that AP. So there is some access list features in CapsMan which you required for additional custom security or custom features. Like there is a MAC authentication. If you want someone's mobile, if you have 3 mobiles and you only want to allow 1 mobile, so you can do the MAC authentication. Radius query support, if you are, it also support the Radius server, so it can be authenticated by the Radius server. MAC mask support, as I told you, if you want to do the management through the brand-based authentication, you can also do the MAC mask support. There is a signal range. That is very important feature. Nowadays, if you have 10 MB of internet access at your home, but the problem is that in one room you are getting 10 MB, but when you go to other room you are getting 5 MB only, and you complain to the service provider that I am getting only 5 MB. It doesn't mean that you have the low internet connection. It means that there is some data rate issue or the signal strength is weak. So for these kind of customers, when you are deploying as a ISP to and giving the router to any customer, so make sure you define the good signal strength. Means if someone is using from a single room where EP is, you have to define that this signal strength is good. But if he is going outside, you can kick out the user. So that is also a good thing which is available in MikroTik. You can make the time-based authentication, private passphrase, you can define the password for different APs, and also can do VLAN ID assignments. So the thing which I have told you that sometime you face these kind of problems. Like as I told you that you are getting you have an internet connection of 10 MB and you are getting only 5 MB. So you always, sometime you want to cry or you want to fight with the service providers. But the things are not like that. You have to see that where is the problem. So there is some slides that how can you configure your router with the wireless signal strength. So here you can see the signal range I have defined from access rate. So everything, whatever you want to do from the AP side, you have to configure on the Caps Manager, on the controller. You don't need to go to into every AP. You just need to access your controller, go to Caps Manager, and there is an access list over there. From access list, you have to make two rules. That if the user is getting the signal between -60 to 120, the connection will accept. But if it is more than that, like the range is -120 to -61, it will reject. So that two rules will help you to make customer that he is always getting the bandwidth which you have given to them. There is another rule if you want to reject any user by his MAC address. So you can define the MAC address here, and then you can reject it. So it is the MAC-based authentication. You need to do these things from the access list, because whatever you will made the rule here, it will apply to all the CAP APs. Same like this, like brand-based authentication. Like if you want that only Apple phones should be allowed, so you give it, because every manufacturer, the first three sections is for the manufacturer code. So you just define the manufacturer code here and just make it match and accept this. And for others, you made another rule which is reject. So this kind of authentication is brand-based, so it is also useful somewhere. Okay, so the slide is almost finished. The main thing or the main purpose of this presentation, I know this time is not enough to make you practical for everything, but I have given you an idea. Once you will go back to your home or your offices, you can access my slides from the internet. After that, you can see on the MikroTik website, and also you can see this presentation. So you can see easily, and you can do these steps, and there will be no any problem. And still, if you face any problem, you can email to me on my official email address. And there we have the office in Karachi and also in Lahore. This is our official number. This is my private cell number, also on WhatsApp. This is our official website, and we also have the website for MikroTik trainings. I'm the official MikroTik trainer from US, and this is our Facebook page. So if you need anything, you can visit our website, or you can send me email, so I can also help you out. So the source of information which I got for the CapsMan is the MikroTik official website is wiki.mikrotik.com/wikimanual-CapsMan. So if you want more detail and more features to be know for the MikroTik CapsMan, you can know from here. Okay, so I want that if anyone has some questions, they can ask from me, and the first two people will get the gift. So, but the question should be relevant. Okay, so you want to ask the question? Okay. Just hold on. Mike, can you please ask the MikroTik guy to? Okay. So everyone can hear.
Like we install 3 APs and same SSID, like AP1, all 3 AP1, 120 degree. So sometime we are getting same place, 2 signals. One will be -60, other will be -40. So there will be confusion for client end, CPE. So how we can sort out this problem? Because same name, your client will be shift right, left, right, left.
Mm-hmm.
So how we can solve this issue?
Okay, this is a very good question you have asked, and this is normally you are talking about wireless ISPs, these kind of things where you are using the sector antennas, and you are running your WISP APs. So this kind of things, first of all, you are telling that you have 2 APs in a same direction, but the user end is getting -40 from one AP, and the same AP is giving the signal which is getting -60. The problem is that there is a channel interference. better the channel have, the client will get the better signal. So one problem is that if you will use the same channel with same AP, you can swap it and you will see the same difference. So this is not the problem of the hardware. This is the problem of the channel. If channel is clear, you will get the higher signal strength. Second question, the client will not be shifted until it will not be disconnected 100%. So it doesn't mean if the client has already connected with one AP, even it is for the lower signal strength, he will stay connected with it until it will not disconnect. So, and second thing, what are you using at the client side?
Not UBNT, UBNT using that.
Okay. Whatever station is using, if you are using MikroTik or any AP, you can bind any AP. I would recommend MikroTik because in MikroTik you can make the station list and you can tell that must be connected only with this AP. Even the SSID is same, but you can define the MAC address of that AP from which you want always to be connected.
But in this scenario, when we will go to other side,
Mm-hmm.
that will not work because it will be logged to one AP.
Mm-hmm.
And in ISPs, there is not one AP.
Mm-hmm.
There is penalty of APs.
Yeah,
Same as
so
mine.
what you will do, you can do the priority. Means if you can make two rules in connect list in MikroTik. So if it is connected with one AP, it will connect with the first AP. If he is not getting the signal from that AP, it will be automatically shift to the another AP. So your problem will be solved.
Okay. Because when the signal level will be changed,
Mm-hmm.
automatically, as you say before,
Mm-hmm.
one room there is different speed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's same.
Yeah.
If one AP is minus 40,
Mm-hmm.
other is minus 60, there
Mm-hmm.
will be a speed difference.
Yeah.
So in this case, we are facing this kind of issues in wireless especially.
Mm-hmm.
So if we will make same one SSID, so it's really hard.
Actually, this kind of problems you are talking about, you have to do first RF plan. First you will never do two APs in a same direction, right?
No, that is not in the same direction.
Yeah.
Both are different three directions.
Yeah.
But the signal is coming from front and back, both sides it's transmitting.
But I would never recommend. You should tell your station to connect only the AP which is directly connected.
Yeah, if we will tell like this, we can.
Yeah.
But in that situation, its mobility will be stopped.
Yeah, so that's why I'm telling you in MikroTik there is a connect list. So it will connect with the first AP and if it is not available, it will go to. So your problem will be solved.
Okay,
So there is in MikroTik, when you make the station, there is a access list and connect list. When you are a station, you have to use the connect list. So from connect list, you can define these kind of.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay. This is a gift for you. It's a MikroTik official cup. Okay, a second question. Does anyone have question? Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
We can secure connecting between wireless AP.
Sorry?
Securing.
Yeah.
Between wireless AP.
What security is between the wireless AP or what?
Security.
Means if you want wireless AP to be secured, you can define the...
No, security between together CapsMan.
between...
Cap or CapsMan.
what wireless security between the CapsMan and Cap AP?
Yes.
Yeah, there is, it's not secured. As I shown you in my previous slide, it is not secured. And if you want to make the security, you have to do some IPsec.
But you can use certificate was
Yeah,
for connecting Cap to CapsMan.
Yeah.
And use secure platform for.
yeah, you can use the IPsec or you can have your customized certificates. The
Yeah.
certificates can be customized. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You give the answer of your question. Okay. Okay, thank you for asking question.
Thank you.
This is our official MikroTik t-shirt. This is not from mom. This is, okay, thank you. Okay. Anyone else? No more gifts. Okay, is it enough? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. The next presentation is by Puri Atabodi.